Do this. All right, let's go. Okay, going live. Ladies and gents, welcome back. We're going to get into some other stuff tonight. This is welcome to the vertical live stream. This is going to be going out probably on the shorts algorithm. We'll see how this does. For people that are watching shorts, you might be scrolling through and go, "Hey, there's Clyde again with one of those shorts," but no, this is live. We're going to get into some stuff. Now, what I've done was the thing is, so many evenings I'm here and I'm doing research for the show. I'm looking for news stories, and I'm like, why don't I bring people along for this ride? I think for all those that like hanging out in live streams, why not? Why not have this and have it going like this? And I'm trying to figure out how to get the chats and all of this stuff going. Bring the chat right up from the bottom. I don't know if that's how it's showing on YouTube, but we'll see. We'll see how this is going out. Is it working for y'all? Let me know. Let me know how this looks for everybody. Oh, I hate that ratio. Well, the idea is that people are hanging out on their phones watching this, so the ratio is a little bit different. Heard the Canadian economy just broke. Tell me that's AI. It's all over TikTok. I don't know about what's happening on TikTok. I know the Canadians are not having a great time. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what's happening there. So I got this. This came up. This was from Mark Nixon this morning. I saw this. Apparently Mark Carney got spotted by some fans at the football game, and this is what we're seeing.
Carney! Hey, you fucking call me, hey? Carney!
So that didn't work out quite well for him there. Yeah, it's on the bottom. Okay, cool, because I can't see it. I can't see it from my screen. I guess it's just scrolling up from the bottom for all you guys that are watching live. I guess if you're watching on a computer or you're watching on your TV or something, it might be somewhere else. Let me know. Let me know. Send me screenshots on Discord or send me screenshots on Twitter. If you don't know, the Twitter handle is at Clyde Do Something without the G. Not enough characters, I guess, on Twitter for that. Is King Carney killing it or what? Yeah, he's appreciated. Very much appreciated here in Canada. Hello from Vancouver Island. Thank you for jumping in. Welcome to the show. Hello. Let's go over some of this stuff because I wanted to go over a lot of this, stuff that's going on with the Epstein story, and I didn't know how to frame it yet for a story to put it on the show, in order to bring it to you in a presentation. So I wanted to just go over it as I'm looking for this content, as I'm looking for the stuff to bring to the show, stuff to either put on shorts, stuff to put on the early morning videos, and reach out to people via the vertical format, because apparently lots of people are tuning in on this vertical format. So cool. It's a great way to reach out to people out there. But let's check this out. We got a whole bunch of people from different places. Hello from Michigan. Awesome. Hello. Welcome to the show. Good day, eh? Vote Alberta independence. Absolutely. Hello from Ontario. Hey, how you doing? From Ontario? Hello from Maple, Ontario. Quite a day. Come join us in Alberta. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? I love Alberta. I absolutely love Alberta. I just don't like your weather. The summertime's nice. It's very nice. But boy, the winters, holy cow. And just how dry it is. I had no idea. I was out there recently. Funny story. I was out there recently and I got a beer at the bar, and it was just sitting there because I was eating, and I was they dropped it off, and I'm like, what's going on here? I kept looking at the beer like something's wrong, something's off with this, and then I was like, is it warm? Because there was no condensation on it at all. It was a Corona, and I grabbed it. It was ice cold. It's so dry there that there was no condensation whatsoever. Unbelievable. Hello from Michigan. Hey, what's happening? Hello from Oliver, BC. Hello from Missouri. Look at that. People from all over the place. Hi from PEI. What is this? Alberta sovereignty? Not stupid. What? Living in Ontario, but born in Winnipeg. Hello, hello. Hello from Nanaimo. Amazing. All right, let's get into some of this. I mean, I'm getting hellos from everywhere. Absolutely. This is, I was telling Alberta to join the States. Hello again from Michigan. Hello from Vancouver Island, BC. Don't expect you live tonight. Yeah. Well, I just decided to do this impromptu, jump on and start looking at some of the stuff that I'm doing a bit of research on stuff, and just brought you guys along for the ride. Why not? Why not just jump in here and see who else might want to jump in and join and hang out while we're all doing this. Can BC join us as well? If you're talking about Alberta separation, good luck. Good luck with that. Unreal. Yeah, it looks like a short. Yeah, that's exactly it. So it's for the mobile audience, really. I mean, I guess you could watch it on your TV. You could watch it on your camera, your computer, whatever you want to do. But this is, this is the format. Cheers from Chilliwack. There are so many new people to the channel, and it's really, really thanks to the Shorts algorithm. So big ups to everybody that's joined in and is coming to us via the Shorts algorithm. Let's get into some of this. I wanted to talk about this. Benny Johnson saw this just recently. It says, new President Trump on his call for House Republicans to vote to make the Epstein files public. The Democrats were Epstein's friends. Well, you just get into it. He says it right here.
Can I clarify something you posted on Truth Social last night? You urged House Republicans to vote in favor of this Epstein release bill they're going to vote on tomorrow. I just want to be super clear on your position. Do you want to see that pass the Senate? Would you sign that bill if it gets to your desk?
I do want to. Here's what I want. We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. All of his friends were Democrats. You look at this Reid Hoffman, you look at Larry Summers, Bill Clinton, they went to his island all the time, and many others. They're all Democrats. All I want for people to recognize the great job that I've done on pricing, on affordability, because we brought prices way down, but they're going way lower, on energy, on ending 8 wars, and another one coming pretty soon, I believe.
Good for you.
Great job.
Good work.
And I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done. So I'm all for it. You know, we've already given 50,000 pages. You do know that. Unfortunately, like with the Kennedy situation, with the Martin Luther King situation, not to put Jeffrey Epstein in the same category, but no matter what we give, it's never enough. You know, with Kennedy, we gave everything, and it wasn't enough.
I agree with this. Epstein is not a partisan issue. No, we got to get this out there, get as much public as possible without, obviously, like, nobody wants to out the victims and have the victims' names out there for people to harass them, things like that. But the idea here is that, yeah, absolutely, let's get that information out there. I'm so glad that Trump's come around on this one, and I understand what he was thinking about it. But let's just be honest, he was kind of wrong on that one.
Enough. With Martin Luther King, we gave everything, and it's never enough. We've already given, I believe the number is 50,000 pages. 50,000 pages. And
50,000 pages. Shorts live stream? Is this live Clyde? Yes, it is. It's absolutely live Clyde. Thanks for tuning in, my man. This is, what do you got? Tyler Bumbler. Welcome. Bulmer. Sorry, Tyler Bulmer. Welcome to the show live. This is how we're doing it tonight. We're doing it live in the vertical format. We're going to test this out. If people like it, then we'll keep doing this, because I think this is a fun way of doing things.
And it's just a Russia hoax as it pertains to the Republicans. Now, I believe that many of the people some of the people that we mentioned are being looked at very seriously for their relationship to Jeffrey Epstein, but they were with him all the time. I wasn't. I wasn't at all. And we'll see what happens. What I just don't want Epstein to do is detract from the great success of the Republican Party, including the fact that the Democrats are totally blamed for the shutdown. You know, they cost our country hundreds of billions of dollars with that, at a lot of inconvenience. So I'm for I don't. They can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much, because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. And it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax. And I don't want to take it away from really the greatness of what the Republican Party has accomplished over the last period of time. Yeah,
no, I mean, to give a little bit of charity to the way Donald Trump's delivering that message, him calling it a hoax, I think, is like anytime they're coming after him or the Republicans on this one, he calls it a hoax. Now, that being said, if any Republicans were involved in this, they're going to get raked through the coals just like any Democrat that was involved in this. I don't personally think that Donald Trump has any involvement with Epstein. I mean, obviously there was history with Epstein visiting Mar-a-Lago. There's history with Donald Trump and Epstein being at parties, seen together. But this is all before any of that stuff ever came out. In fact, Donald Trump kicked him out and banned him from Mar-a-Lago as soon as he found out that there was any weird stuff going on between him, Ghislaine Maxwell, and young girls. This was something that happened. And in fact, if anything, it looks as though possibly that it may have been Trump in the first place that tipped off the authorities to what a monster that guy was, that led to them finding out about what was going on. It's great to know that 3 U.S. presidents and 2 of their wives spent time at the island, and at least 1 VP were a proud nation. Whoa. Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And how deep does this rabbit hole actually go? It really is insane. It's absolutely crazy. Here's Glenn Beck on the subject. Let me get this on the right page. Pop it up over here. Here we go.
What are your thoughts on the Epstein garbage?
Well,
talking
look,
to Scott Jennings here.
I mean, I'll be honest. I agree with the president that this has largely been co-opted by the Democrats just to tie him up. I don't think there's a shred of evidence that he's done anything wrong. I'm for transparency if it makes sense, and I'm for holding people to account if they got away with something, absolutely. But I do think the Democratic energy on this, and I see Ro Khanna and others on TV making a big deal out of this, it's all just about trying to tie up Donald Trump for another day, another week. And so, they're going to have this vote. I guess it will pass, and we'll see what comes out. I think the Democrats are going to be disappointed. They want some smoking gun against Donald Trump that he did something untoward. I think it's going to be the opposite. We're going to find out he did nothing, but there's a bunch of prominent leftists that maybe did. And so it may come back to bite him on the rear end, candidly.
That really is going to bite them. It's going to bite them pretty bad. It's fucked up. I had to spell it. You had to spell it that way. Watching you like this, I like it. Yeah, okay, you guys like it. I'm going to do some more of these streams. Don't worry. I'm going to go back to the landscape mode for other things, but I'm enjoying this. I think this can be fun. We're going to do some live streams like this. I want to do some more live streams while I'm doing kind of research, when I'm looking into some of these things. Digital ID incoming. Will you accept the mark of the beast, or will you make a stand? Yeah, this is going to be really crazy. There's rumors in Canada. There's rumors in the United States of this happening. It's all over the place. They want to bring this in all over Europe. Unbelievable. I like this format. Awesome. This is great. What's this? Clyde doing IMAX? LOL. Yeah, it's working. It's working. Tell me in the chat how many of you guys are looking on your cell phone? How many of you guys are using a computer? How many guys are using a TV? Give me some stats. Let me know. What's everybody doing? How are you tuning into this right now? What do we got? The WEF can shove it. Exactly. Watching on the computer. Wow. Okay. And some people on their cell phone, laptop. Cell phone. That's it. Like the phones seem to be like a lot of people want to watch on their phone, and this format's easier because you just hold it like this and then you can hit the chat. But hey, we'll try some things. We'll try this. We'll try other things. Keep it going. Keep it going. Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of people on their computers. It looks like more people on their phones. Tablet. How's the experience on a tablet? Because a tablet, I guess, is a little wider. So this works out. What does it do? Does it put the chat on the side? PC Master Race. There you go. Gamer Boy. On a phone, it's better. It's meant to be seen this format on phone. Absolutely. And that's why I decided I'm going to do some like this. I have a flip phone by choice. What, like one of those Samsungs? I had one of those that destroyed the screen in like a week. Are you talking about like the old school flip phones? Looks more 3D. Better. Okay, cool. This is great. Yeah. Yeah, just trying a new format. Whatever. We'll just keep going with this and just see how it does as we check out more stuff that I saw. Now, mind you, I bookmarked a ton of things because I was, on the way back from work, and I'm just like, okay, checking some stuff out right before dinner, that kind of thing. And I'm like, I need to look at this. I need to look at that. I need to look at this. Let's see if you can make sense of this. They found cocaine at Biden's house, a dead body at Obama's house, an illegal server at Clinton's house, a male prostitute at Pelosi's house. So the FBI decided to raid Trump's house. Make it make sense. It's just unreal.
Okay, so let's see if we can make sense of this. So they found cocaine at Biden's house, a dead body at Obama's house, an illegal server at Clinton's, and a male prostitute at Pelosi's. So the FBI decided to go raid Trump's house. Did I get that right? Okay, so let's see if we can make sense of this. So they found cocaine at Biden.
That's just unbelievable. That's unbelievable. What do we got? Clyde, have you deserted Canada for good? I'm a Canadian expat in the U.S. and enjoy your take on what's going on up there. Glad you're still around. So I haven't left Canada yet. We're in the process of getting out of here. I'm a U.S. citizen, so like I'm Texas bound, baby. It's happening. It's just a matter of time. So yeah, we're working things out. We're getting all the stuff in order. We're heading down there actually beginning of next month. We're gonna be down there. And we're going to fly into Dallas. We're going out to Austin for about a week. So we'll be down there, just figuring stuff out, getting stuff organized and getting things going. What is this? Clyde, you need to leave quick. The budget passed. Economy's going to blow. Didn't we all expect the Canadian Conservatives to take down the government today? Wasn't that what was going to happen? No, it doesn't. It wasn't going to happen. That's not in the cards, folks. That's not in the cards. No way. I'm in Tennessee. Good to see you. Great to have you. Thanks for joining. Right turn, Clyde. Only real OG would understand. Yeah, like I haven't heard that one a million times. Email Joe Rogan. Yeah, that would be great. I've been to his club. His club's fantastic. Any which way but loose. There you go. You got it. Why don't you do a remote wilderness region of the U.S.? Go to a remote wilderness region of the U.S. and insulate yourself from the globalists. Because I want to be around the podcasts. I'll be right in podcast territory. That's where to go. Look around. Albany real estate is reasonable. I'm looking like north of Austin. I like the area, so we're gonna go check it out. But things are still open, obviously, but we definitely have an idea of where we're heading. But let's check out some more of this. So this was posted by Colin Rugg. He says, Justin, President Trump says he knows the address of every drug lord. Says he would be proud to conduct strikes in Mexico and Colombia. What reporter would you launch strikes in Mexico to stop drugs? Trump's, it's okay with me. We know the address of every drug lord. we know their front door. Man, this is bold. This is crazy. Really?
Are you planning on also potentially launching strikes in Mexico or putting American troops or American personnel into Mexico to deal with drugs?
Would I launch strikes in Mexico to stop drugs? It's okay with me. I've been speaking to Mexico. They know how I stand. We're losing hundreds of thousands of people to drugs. So now we've stopped the waterways, but we know every route. We know every route. We know the addresses of every drug lord. We know their address. We know their front door. We know everything about every one of them.
Wow.
They're killing our people. That's like a war. Would I do it? I'd be proud to. I'd probably go into Congress and say, hey, and you know what? The Democrats and the Republicans would both agree. Unless they're crazy. Exactly how they get their things.
Got news for you, Mr. President. They're crazy. That's right. The Democrats are. Well, I mean, you know this better than any of them. Holy cow. Wow. That's something. Well, goodness. Howdy, Clyde, and the rest of y'all. Howdy. Howdy, Loretta. Good to see you. This is, yeah, that's something else. Holy cow.
Here, how they get the drugs here. Fentanyl, cocaine. Colombia has cocaine factories where they make cocaine. Would I knock out those factories? I would be proud to do it personally. I didn't say I'm doing it, but I would be proud to do it because we're going to save millions of lives by doing it.
Yeah, and have you guys seen what's happening with Mexico? It's unbelievable what's absolutely happening in Mexico right now. Holy cow. So there have been, come on. There's been protests at their nation's capital, and it's getting crazy. Here we go. Gen Z is rising up in Mexico because they're the first generation to have access to enough information to know that their entire government works for the cartels. They were marching and chanting narco, what was it, narco government or narco something when they were chanting. It was unbelievable. Yesterday, thousands rallied across Mexico to protest escalating crime, corruption, and widespread impunity. The protesters even pleaded for Trump to step in. Listen, Trump, listen. Come and help us. Come and get this stuff out of Mexico. Come get the Orbador. What was that? Obrador? I don't know what that means. Come and get Claudia effing Sheinbaum. This is crazy. This is what they're calling for. They don't want to keep it to be a narco state. And holy cow. Yeah, he's the narco president. That's what they were chanting. Narco president. Narco presidente. They know what's up. They know what's going on. Smart people in Mexico. If only people would smarten up north on the other border. It's unbelievable. Yeah, people are waking up. Operation Warp Speed. Yeah, they do better Coca-Cola. I agree with you there, where it's like real sugarcane Coca-Cola. The fructose stuff that you get everywhere else is just trash. It's awful. Is a lady in Mexico? Would you call her a lady when she's the narco narco presidente? That's something. Yeah, Canadians need to wake up. I thought that they were woken up when the convoy happened, but no, Canada is losing it big time. It's unreal. And they're doing the Fed stuff too. Like it's really gross. Infiltrating movements and stuff, just like they did in the U.S. We've seen that. The guys that are all dressed up like FBI agents with masks and they're like 13 colonies flags. Yeah, we've got a similar thing in Canada now, going and shouting at buildings. It's unbelievable. It's really crazy. But America's waking up. Mexico's waking up. It's only a matter of time. I think Canada just needs to see more pain. Albertans, they understand it. Look at that. Oh, wait. I hit the wrong one. The chat's moving too fast. Alberta independence. There you go. That's what Carney is doing there. Was doing there. That is his job, is to keep everybody. Well, how would you say it? Like, keep them asleep, put them back to sleep. So Carney went into Canada to do exactly that. What do we got here? We got $2 from. Everyone's just got their at names anymore. So I know that's Neil. It says, "Am I being censored? Can I post this message?" No, you can post this message. It's right there. There it is. Oh, thanks, Neil. Appreciate that. And we've got Brandon French for $2. No message, but the tip. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Was this Clyde? If Mr. T acts on this really hard, it will not end well for anyone. No, it's not gonna end well for Canadians. If the Canadians keep running around with their elbows up, it's just unbelievable. I thought it was great Carney got booed at the Grey Cup. Yeah, I mean, I could pop that on real quick here, because that happened. Yep, Carney got booed. And the best part was they tried to play it off like he didn't get booed. They're like boos and cheers all around. They were boos. Like you just hear it. It's just boos.
Now for the coin toss. Joining the team captains is the Prime Minister of Canada, le Premier Ministre du Canada, Mark Carney, and the CEO of Coinbase Canada, Lucas Matheson.
Yikes. Yikes. Pretty bad. That was a boo. And then he did the coin toss, and I can't remember who said it, but someone had the funniest one. It was like, I expected the boos, but I didn't expect him not to pocket the coin. Would you boo Carney too? Yeah, of course. Oh, it says Mr. Sunshine Baby says Canadians interrupted the national anthem to boo Prime Minister Mark Carney. This man is hated by the West. Yep. Mark Carney got humbled tonight at the Grey Cup as people booed him. Okay, everybody's talking about him getting booed. Oh, what's this? Somebody's reaction at home.
Everybody's booing the Prime Minister right now. Fucking goof.
Okay, that's very Canadian. I love that. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Let's get on to some of this other stuff I wanted to look at. I haven't had a chance to. Gunther Eagleman says, breaking. New data has just been released showing how Democratic lead cities are hotbeds for human trafficking. One of the worst is Charlotte, North Carolina, where Border Patrol just started Operation Charlotte's Web. Are you serious? They actually called that? Okay, let's have a look at this.
New data now from the National Human Trafficking Hotline, and it shows the problem is growing in areas that have Democrat leadership, particularly Charlotte, North Carolina. The head of nonprofits that combat human trafficking in Charlotte, one of them spoke to Fox Digital.
Really is kind of like a perfect storm. There are a lot of variables. One of the things that we have to know is that trafficking happens everywhere. And so it happens in every city and every town, whether you're rural, whether you're city, it really doesn't matter. But for Charlotte, one of the things is that we have a lot of factors that attract a demand. Things like international airports, all of our interstates. You can get to California, you can get to New York, you can get to Florida. We have major sports teams. All of those things are drawing people who are coming and have disposable income. They're having a good time. We also are the second largest banking industry, second only to New York. And so you've got people coming in for business and then leaving.
A private investigation firm in the area says gangs with extensive resources are making the problem worse. It's also talked with Fox Digital, and here's a quote.
Yeah, those gangs got to go. And a lot of those gangs are foreigners that don't have status in the United States. Why? A lot of them are criminals coming in and have records from wherever they came from. They got to go. Absolutely got to go.
The Bloods have a huge stronghold in human trafficking. They're one of the primary organized
Okay, well, the Bloods are homegrown.
crime groups responsible for trafficking in Charlotte. End of quote. Boy, I haven't heard the Bloods, the Crips, all that in many years.
Forever. Wow, I haven't heard any of that stuff in a very long time. That's crazy to even hear. Neil with another one. Thanks, Clyde. I can't post what I want. Look below to see what I wanted to say in chat. Bro? Okay, I'll look. I'll look to see what you're chatting as it comes up. I'm not seeing it, but when I do see it, I'll pop it up there.
Yeah, man, the trafficking has gotten out of control. And one thing, it's really interesting, too, particularly about these kind of Democrat-run cities, is that, look, they can basically barely handle basic crime. I mean, stopping crime in their own cities. The idea that they're going to be able to stay.
Oh, I got to pop this up here. This is a great message. I'm thankful that Trump is our president. No one is perfect, but thank God for Trump. Absolutely. Really appreciate that, Loretta. That is a great comment.
And up to some of these major, sophisticated, sex trafficking networks is a concern to many. So I think we've got to make sure they get more resources. One thing that's very heartening for me is all the local organizations that have really stood up to help and assist law enforcement with ending this kind of surge that we've seen recently. I've read a lot about this too, just being from Atlanta, where unfortunately the Atlanta airport, the world's busiest airport, there's a lot of human trafficking. Hartsfield-Jackson, where I was just going through last night. Well, there's a lot of sex trafficking that happens there. And it's important that a lot of local organizations come together and end the demand for it. And a lot of that comes to us men, making sure that we end the demand for human trafficking that is going through our country.
Absolutely on that one, man. Go get yourself, go meet a beautiful lady and make her a wife and have a family. Be wholesome. What is with people that are driving the demand side of this? Absolutely on that one. I saw a comment here earlier. Where was it? Yeah, Bloods and Crips are from the West. This is weird to hear that they're all the way out east in North Carolina and with this whole crime thing. This is the very first time I'm hearing of any of this.
But there's also organizations, one's called Men Opposed to Sex Trafficking, a lot of veterans and former law enforcement officers who are helping law enforcement get tips, and be able to track these guys down. It's led by a friend of mine named Bruce Deal, and he does a great work. And I think organizations like that are making an impact.
It's interesting because that is a huge help. That's such a critical component of all of this.
That is big. That is huge. Especially, dads, husbands, veterans, men coming together to put an end to all of this stuff. And holy cow. Just a reminder, because there's a lot of people here, I'm sure, just tuning in through the shorts feed. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed. Join us. It's we're going to be doing a lot more of these. This is a lot of fun, so why not? It's just impromptu jumping in here and getting this available. Now, getting back to the Epstein thing, PBD podcast. I was listening to this on in the car on the way back. What do you got? What do you got for me, Neil? You got look below. What am I looking for, Neil? I'm looking. I'm not seeing. I'm just seeing your super chats. I'm not seeing anything else from you. Nothing in there. Nothing there. It's weird. I mean, you're not censored on the channel. I live in Texas, and I for the police. Yeah, absolutely. I'll be your neighbor very soon. Coming down. Coming on down. Come on. Hey, gang. This is a new Monday live. Have a live. Just trying it out. Just trying it out. Let me know how you like it, and we'll see. Maybe I'll keep going with the Mondays. And I like this vertical format. I'm having fun with this. It's a lot of fun. If you guys like it, let me know and keep me posted on that one. Absolutely. Like, share, and subscribe. Get on in. Get on in. There's been a ton of people joining the community, a whole lot of new people. So yeah, come on, join. Come on. We're going to be going for a ride because there's going to be a lot going on the channel in the next coming months. You know, obviously going to be covering a lot of this news. We're going to be talking about what's going on in the United States, stuff that's happening in Canada, because Canada has gone down a spirally slippery slope. It's unbelievable. We're going to be talking a lot about that, a lot about what's happening in the US, and we're going to be filling you guys in on my whole move as I move down to Texas. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to get out on the street. I'm going to talk to more people. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff in the coming down the pipe. What is this? I only see his super chats. Oh, you're talking about Neil? Yeah, I'm only seeing that too. I loved your episode on Friday with Zoltan. Yeah, that was good. The two of us do not agree. We do not agree, but we're friends, you know? Like, we're friends. Don't have to agree with everyone. I guess it was a lesson in just, you know, civility and showing people how to be civil with each other. That's, I guess, if you don't look at it any other way. I like you, Clyde, anytime. All right. Well, perfect. That sounds great. Canada is going down. It really is. It's going down in a bad way. And it's crazy because the CBC really has a hold on people. That propaganda machine can really get people riled up. The anti-American sentiment there in Canada is just, I cannot even deal with it. It's for me, it's something just out there entirely. In fact, who talked about this today? I did. Oh, okay. So Cecile Shaw. If you're not following her on X, make sure you are. She's great. Another dual citizen, Canada, U.S. Understands the Canadian situation, understands what it's like to be an American living in Canada, and also understands how retarded this guy that was on Tim Pool is and his attitude. Now, she shows a clip. I did an episode about this, and Tim Pool.
Canada's.
This clip is just amazing. So I'll show the clip, not the whole clip because it's 5 minutes. Almost 6 minutes, but then I'll get to her commentary because this was really good.
So, pulling up the data, the United States produces around, I think, 18% of its aluminum. And the reason is we've not developed our own industry, which would take 10 to 15 years and $20 to $30 billion to produce American.
Where do you get the raw materials for that?
The United States, we could do it. It would take 20 to 30, 15.
Where's the raw materials to make the aluminum? Where's that coming from?
The United States, in our own internal territories, we could.
I love how pompous this guy is. Where's the raw materials? You know, you're getting the wrong materials. Canadians just assume all raw materials come from Canada for some reason. Well, you get schooled in this.
Set up the mines.
Where's the aluminum mines in the United States? Where are they?
Not built yet.
Where, like, what state has aluminum?
Well, okay, sure. Let's. Is Canada the only region of the North Americas that have aluminum? Canada does not mine aluminum ore, bauxite. It imports every single ton from Guinea, Brazil, Australia, and China.
That's right.
The United States has Arkansas to mine, but still requires imports beyond that. Why are we dependent on Canada to import from Guinea, Brazil, Australia, or China? We need to crank the tariffs up 10x. This is insanity. We got a middleman.
It is insanity.
With a foreign country
Not only that, it's a middleman with two fingers up, two elbows up, and just being complete jerks right now. It's unbelievable. Canada is the only country not to be able to come to the table with the United States and the United States' new plan. I don't care how much Trump derangement syndrome you've got. If you're shooting yourself in your own foot, you're an idiot. Because listen to this guy, as Tim suggests, we should just abandon everything that we do with you. We should get our own aluminum manufacturing. We should get all of this stuff going.
For our aluminum, well, we could be going straight to Brazil. Why don't we just import from Brazil directly?
Part of it's because it's dirty. The production is dirty. You saw East Palestine when they dumped
Cost, cut the transportation costs.
But now it's getting sent.
Yeah, but it's getting. Yeah, he's about to say it. He's about to say it. It's getting sent from Brazil and from other places in the world, sent to Canada, where they refine it and send it to America. Why don't they just build the facility to mine it and to buy the raw goods from the country that it comes from and make it yourself in America? It would make a lot of sense.
This is the biggest problem I've had the whole time and why I've supported the Trump tariffs. Skateboards is a really great example, and I don't care if you don't.
Okay, so he goes into a big long example about that, about the skateboards, and it's really good. You got to go watch Tim Pool's video because it just gets too long. But here's where he gets to it. Now it's buffering. There we go. I broke it. Anyway, so then Cecile Shaw, she puts this up and she says, Tim Pool, Canada produces nearly zero bauxite for aluminum. They import nearly 100% from Guinea, Brazil, Australia, and China. Why is the U.S. importing from a middleman when they could be buying it from those countries directly? The Doug Ford supporter guy, the guy, what was his name? Is Grimes, something Grimes. He used to be a Toronto city councillor. That's his claim to fame and why he's on Tim Pool anyway. But he basically says, we've helped America in past wars and Trump is treating us like shit. Wait, what? This annoys the absolute crap out of me. When Canadians don't get their way and then they turn around and they say, well, we helped you out in a time of need. Remember that time when we fought a war together? Remember that time when we did this or that for you? And it's like, hold on a second. If we're going to pull out the military did something for America, well, how about remember every day that you're not being attacked by a foreign nation because you don't have a military? You remember all those times? You remember all those ships that sailed across the seas and never got invaded by pirates and stolen and all that stuff? Yeah, nobody's going to mess with the little guy next to America. It's unbelievable. And I really hate this attitude. But anyway, how exactly is inviting another country to have a closer economic integration with the most prosperous nation an insult? Especially after putting up with unfair trade for decades. Too many people fell for this mainstream media's annexation threat. Clyde Do Something did a fantastic analysis of this. So I replied to her and I said, she posted that the video that I put out, and I said, if this guy had any clue outside of Ontario and Quebec, he would realize that the bargaining chips that Canada has is oil, LNG, and potash. These are the things but they come out of middle Canada, right? They come out of Alberta and Saskatchewan. Listen, farmers in the Midwest and farmers all through flyover country in America are not happy with the tariff situation. There's a lot of them that are not stoked on what Donald Trump's done because they have to get potash. And Canada has put some serious restrictions on potash going to America. So this is bad. And the prices have risen for potash. Now, they could be coming to the table and use that as a bargaining chip, but my guess is they don't want to. That's not their goal. Carney, Ford, all of these politicians in Canada, they don't care about fixing the problem and making life better for people. They just want to have a political win. They're worried about having an election soon, and they want to make sure that they can have their orange man bad. They want to have bad orange man so that they can win another election by putting their freaking elbows up in the air, and that's it. And all the Canadian SEALs are gonna yarp, yarp, yarp. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. That's exactly how it's gonna do. Potash comes from Saskatchewan. That's correct. Yeah, so sorry. I said Alberta. Alberta and Saskatchewan is correct. So Alberta has the lots of oil, LNG, and potash from Saskatchewan. Without those two provinces, Canada has no bargaining chips. Like none. None. Everything else is just whatever. But, you know, they definitely don't want, Ottawa doesn't want to work with the flyover country, right? Those people could pay all the bills. They don't. America, you guys have a similar problem to the United States in that people from the cities don't care about flyover country. They really don't. Cecile then says, absolutely. Tim could have flipped the script and reminded everyone just how much the U.S. has carried Canada militarily, economically, and strategically for decades. Then scale that same one-sided dynamic across dozens of countries worldwide. Tim Cash should have you on the show. Yeah, I'd love to go. I'd love to go on his show anytime. Tim, give me a shout. Most Americans don't have no clue how extreme TDS is in Canada. It really is. It really is. Or how completely mainstream media has captured our population. We have zero center-right national broadcaster, no GB News like the UK, no Sky News like Australia, just an unbroken wall of progressive groupthink. The result? Anti-Americanism is celebrated and is in our core identity, where homegrown political corruption barely gets reported, and a population that instantly labels any dissenting YouTube or X clip as misinformation because CBC and CTV or Global News told them. Unreal. I added to that. I said even the conservatives are anti-American. It's disgusting, inconsiderate, and outright ungrateful. Absolutely. It really is. It's ungrateful. It really is ungrateful. I really wish Canadians would be a lot more grateful to the people that have been helping them out for a very, very, very long time. Indeed. In fact, I think I put out a map. I said this. If Canada was capable of diversifying its trade and moving away from the dependence on the USA, the map of Canada, the map of where Canadians actually live, wouldn't look like this. Because that's what Canada looks like when you really think about it, where Canadians live. It's a bunch of people huddled up right against that border. Oh, that's where all the work and that's where all the economy actually exists. Clyde, that makes me so sad. No, it should make you happy that we have an opportunity to be a part of something so great. Something so great. USA. Not me. I love the US. Absolutely. And I think that needs to be embraced more and more and more. I think we need to end this. We need to end this whole concept of Canadians hating America. It's anti-Americanism. It's outright BS. It's I just cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. Let's get to some of these chats. Sorry. I've been yapping too much. This one's from Wickenden, 1969. Says Clowney set up the UK to fail and was booted for it. So he brought it here. And it's our turn. This year is gonna be lit. Yeah, it's gonna be something else. It's absolutely gonna be something else. You can't see my chat at all? What the F? Says Neil from the Hill. Neil with another one. Trump is blackmailing all of them on the list to get stuff done, and Dems know it. Is he blackmailing them? I think he just wants it exposed. I think he actually just wants it to be out there, get it all out there, and make sure everybody can see it. Because that, you know what? Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Absolutely. Colette says Canada seems to be aligning with the new hegemony permanently. Or prematurely, sorry. I got the wrong word in there. Your old dyslexia caught up with me there. Yeah, prematurely. It's the wrong hegemony, if you ask me. Aligning with China and the EU? No. Not really a winning bet. In my estimate, not a winning bet. The people of Mexico seem to be waking up. Yeah. And America's been waking up for some time, and we're seeing the fruits of that now. We are. So Donald Trump here. Trump, we have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. We've already given 50,000 documents. It's never enough. It's a deflection, he says.
We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. All of his friends were Democrats. You look at this Reid Hoffman, you look at Larry Summers, Bill Clinton, they went to his island all the time, and many others. They're all Democrats. All I want for people to recognize the great job that I've done on pricing, on affordability, because we brought prices way down, but they're going way lower, on energy, on ending 8 wars and another one coming pretty soon, I believe. We've done a great job. And I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done. So I'm all for it. You know, we've already given 50,000 pages. You do know that. Unfortunately, like with the Kennedy situation, with the Martin Luther King situation, not to put Jeffrey Epstein in the same category, but no matter what we give, it's never enough. You know, with Kennedy, we gave everything and it wasn't enough. With Martin Luther King, we gave everything and it's never enough. We've already given, I believe the number is 50,000 pages. 50,000 pages. And it's just a Russia hoax as it pertains to the Republicans. Now,
I can understand Trump's position on this and why he's pretty frustrated with the whole thing. Now, obviously, people are frustrated because they understand that there are connections with some pretty high power people and Jeffrey Epstein, and we know this because they have things like the dress. You guys don't know what I'm talking about? If anybody's seen this is crazy. This was literally something that existed in real life when they raided Jeffrey Epstein's island. This was in the front room. This is a painting of Bill Clinton wearing Hillary Rodham Clinton's dress with red high heels, a painting of him in the Oval Office that was in the main room. So anyone that came to the island and walked into the main room would see that first and foremost. That's a thing. So to think, so there's going to be no information on Bill Clinton? Are you absolutely kidding me? Like, no. And this is what people are frustrated about. Like, come on. Let's find out. Let's find out what's going on. What do we know? What does the FBI know? And how much of it was actually erased? How much of this was deleted? How much of this was covered up? We want to know. People want to know. And so when Trump's going on, he's saying, well, it's a hoax. It's all this stuff. People are like, it's not a hoax. Maybe you're not involved, and they're trying to blame it on you. But the more you push it off and you say it's a nothing burger, the Democrats are going to come back with more and more and more. So here he is. He's going, yeah, okay, fine. Here, have it. Here's everything we got. Everything we absolutely have. We're throwing it out there, giving it to everybody, and see what's happening. Well, is anything coming out about the Clintons or any of these other? I don't know. There's a lot to sift through, but I'm glad that they're actually just making it happen, because what they're trying to do is waste Donald Trump's time, just like he's actually right in this. The more that they drum it up like a Russia thing, the more they can distract him from doing what his job is, and that's being the president of the United States and actually getting some stuff done. His first term was wrapped up in all of that stuff. He doesn't want a repeat of that. He wants to actually get some work done, and that's a good message. I'm grateful that he's doing it this way.
I believe that many of the people some of the people that we mentioned are being looked at very seriously for their relationship to Jeffrey Epstein, but they were with him all the time. I wasn't at all. And we'll see what happens. What I just don't want Epstein to do is detract from the great success of the Republican Party, including the fact that the Democrats are totally blamed for the shutdown. You know, they cost our country hundreds of billions of dollars with that, at a lot of inconvenience. So I'm for I don't. They can do whatever they want.
Rudy, my man, Rudy in the chat. Hey, vertical now. Yeah, that's right, Rudy. If you guys don't know who Rudy is, make sure you get on over and give a subscription over to his channel. I'm going to have him on soon. Rudy, we got to do a show together about Venezuela and what's happening down there. Rudy's from there originally, so he's been keeping everybody informed on that whole story, and there's a lot that'll tie in with a lot of stuff that we're covering here on this channel. So yeah, glad to see you, Rudy. Welcome back to the show.
We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much, because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. And it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax. And I don't want to take it away from really the greatness of what the Republican Party has accomplished over the last period of time. Yeah.
What was the period of time? Since January, when Trump was inaugurated. This is really the amount of time. It's unbelievable, the amount of stuff that Donald Trump has gotten done. And what is this missing? I just missed a chat. Yeah, there it is. Loretta saying, and Trump shut down the Texas border, y'all, thank God. No kidding. Because when you look at what Biden did to the Texas border, when they were trying to keep people out, never forget this. Look at this. Elon Musk tells every citizen of America to never forget the treason of Biden-Harris dispatching forklifts to open the border for criminal invaders as Texas tried to keep them out. Never. 100%, 100%. This is unbelievable that this is what Joe Biden did. As Texas what was it? No, not the National Guard, but the Texas Rangers were going out and they were laying down barbed wire all along the borderline where there was compromises and people were crossing over. As Biden was promising people, yeah, we're gonna make sure that we got a pathway for citizenship for you. We're gonna make things work. And the whole point, what was the whole point? It was to bring over voters. It was to bring over voters so that they would remain in power forever. And Elon Musk pointed this out. Absolutely. And this is going to cost a lot of money to find these people. The best way to do it is cut them off. Cut them off from benefits. And this is what's great, is that benefits are going to be slowing down. They're going to be shutting down for people. Recently, there's been announcements. I had a clip. I don't think I have it anymore. But there's a recent announcement that they're just gonna food stamps. So the SNAP program. Everybody who is on the SNAP program and is eligible and is in it, or was eligible at one point and is collecting. Trump's administration is putting forward protocols so that everybody who's there and in the program has to reapply. Everybody's cut off, reapply. And this is the best part. They're just going to be a little bit more, they're going to have a little more scrutiny when it comes to setting the standards. If you're not an American citizen, you're not eligible, period. Period. It doesn't matter if you're on a green card, you're on this or that. If you came to America and you just have your hands out, sorry, not available to you. Not available to you. This is for citizens of the United States of America. It's unbelievable, but this would solve this migrant crisis across the board in all the countries that have it, whether you're talking about America, Canada, Britain, France, the Scandinavian countries that are going through all of this stuff. If you just made it so only citizens of the country are eligible for any kind of benefit, any kind of social welfare, any kind of anything, it would just immediately shut this off and people would just stop coming. They would absolutely just stop coming. Clyde, you might want to reconsider moving to Texas. Texas has the second largest Muslim population in the U.S. Look what's happening in New York. Well, I got to offset that somehow, don't we? We got to offset that somehow. I'm gonna be there. I'll be down there in Texas. Move to Florida. Yeah. No, I like Florida. I absolutely love Florida. It's my wife doesn't like hurricanes. She's like, no, I don't want to be right that close to it. Tampa is the biggest threat to the Trump. Why did I say Tampa? Trump is the biggest threat to the WEF agenda. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. When's your move happening? Are you still in limbo? Still in limbo, but we're making steps in the right direction. So we're making a visit. My videos are going to be kind of weird at the beginning of December. I'm going to pre-shoot a bunch of stuff for the shorts to make sure, like, I want to keep that same feel as much as I possibly can for the shorts. But for my daily reports and stuff, it's going to get interesting. I don't know. I'll just do something different. But don't worry. I'll still have daily uploads. I'll still have stuff coming out. Does your wife like tornadoes? One thing I like. I was looking at the weather patterns, and it looks like the weather patterns always start, like the weather starts near Austin and goes up towards Dallas. It's like a cycle thing. So not a lot of touchdowns right there, but it is what it is. We'll accommodate. We'll definitely accommodate. Love Hawaii, but it's too expensive. I'd say so. I don't want to be that isolated. I really don't want to be that far away and isolated. That's not really my cup of tea there. This is the Clyde do vertical stream. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Are you guys liking it? Are you guys enjoying it? I think it's good. I think it's fun. And don't forget, if you're new here and you're just tuning in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We've got lots for you, and we got lots more coming. My oldest son lives in Wasaco, Texas. Oh, whereabouts is that? I'm just learning the geography of Texas more and more as the date gets closer. Yep. I think that's a yep to do you like it? I prefer the horizontal screen. Well, we're not going to stop with the horizontal screens. Just some live streams will be vertical. Some live streams will be horizontal. Hawaii has a delicious governor. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, let's get into some more of what I was getting at. So some of the news media, they're backtracking because they said so much stuff about Trump being connected with Jeffrey Epstein, but we saw what happened when the news media lies about Trump and when they know better and they have better information. So it seems like they're starting to backpedal on some things, and I like that. CNN again clears President Trump on the Democrat Epstein hoax. And here they go right here saying it.
The president has not been accused of any crimes or wrongdoing as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein or these files, even with these emails being released. That's one thing that we need to make clear. But
yes.
One thing about...
It's not been charged yet. Yes.
Yeah, there's no accusations, though,
you see
of
that?
any wrongdoing so far. The Justice Department, one thing...
See that? Like, it's not been charged
About
yet.
Not been charged yet.
I mean, in that vein, you could say anything. You could say, like, this woman here, she hasn't been convicted of trafficking, I don't know, drugs. And you know, if someone was to say on the affirmative statement that this woman here was trafficking narcotics, then that would be defamation. You could get sued for it. So they're doing this thing where they're like, it's not certain that it didn't happen. And that is absolutely disgraceful. It's just disgraceful. But this is the way it goes with Trump derangement syndrome. You feel really empowered to say all kinds of things, right? Now, the fact of the matter is, and I'm glad CNN has been saying this and doing this actually quite regularly. Well, not that regularly, but at least putting it out there that this is not true. This is absolutely not true. But they're still saying stuff like this.
Clear, but
Yet.
one thing about
It's not been charged yet. Yes.
yeah, there's no accusations though of any wrongdoing.
There are no accusations, lady. He's not been charged yet for something that there's no accusations for. Like this is just irresponsible news, and they insist on doing it. It really is crazy, considering that like news media is getting sued all over the place. Here's another one. Libs of TikTok saying, "Holy shnikes." European Broadcast Union appears to have also deceptively edited Trump's speech, like the BBC, to make it look like Trump was calling for an insurrection on January 6th. This is crazy. NRK, or Norwegian Broadcast Corporation, who aired this clip, is a state-run public broadcaster company, which is part of the European Broadcast Union. The head of foreign affairs at NRK says that they're reviewing the news production around January 6th with Trump's speech.
Know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Det som Donald Trump sa her, tok folk helt
We lied about this. What? It's crazy. And they did this right before a U.S. election. Like, there's no meddling in the U.S. elections. Are you crazy? We've got foreign companies. Owned by foreign governments that are trying to influence an election. We got the Canadian government of Ontario trying to influence judicial decisions and an election, a gubernatorial election, with the ad that Doug Ford put out, with completely lying about what President Reagan had to say about tariffs. This is just unbelievable. I have no words. I have no words. But at least I'm glad people are calling this stuff out, especially on the Epstein case. People are really calling this out, and even like left wingers are starting to call this out because they're done with it. They've had enough. Here's who's this guy? Charlemagne. I don't know how you pronounce that. Breaking. Charlemagne has called out the mainstream media for ignoring any connections Epstein had to the left. Yeah, totally ignoring that. Jeffrey Epstein had a picture of Bill Clinton in a dress, in high heels, but nobody's talking about that. I was pointing that out earlier. Check this out.
It's just funny how the news works. Because Bill Clinton, wrote a letter to, Jeffrey Epstein as well for his birthday, but nobody's talking about that. Mm-hmm. And Jeffrey Epstein had a picture of Bill Clinton in a dress and high heels, in his New York mansion, but nobody's talking about that. My thing is this. I don't care who's on the list. Everybody got to go. Mm-hmm. Burn it all down. Yeah. Like, that's just simple as that. Mutually assured destruction. Whoever's on that list need to go. Nobody needs to be protecting pedophiles. I don't care what party they are.
I'm with you, man.
Period. And, to that point, though, Clinton is not the president right now. If he was, you think that, anyways, yeah, I think he would still be under scrutiny if he was the president right now.
No, he wouldn't, because liberal media wouldn't push the issue. It's funny how the
news. Call it out. Call it out where you see it. Absolutely. Absolutely call it out where you see it. Tim Pool's are also calling it out today, saying Epstein deep state working with deep state politicians to go after Donald Trump. According to the Washington Post, Jeffrey Epstein was colluding with Democrats to obtain a testimony in an attempt to destroy Donald Trump. That's right.
This is crazy. Look at this video from the New York Times. This is nuts. This is absolutely wild. Newly released documents show during the hearing, Epstein was giving advice to the Democrats to go after Trump.
That's insane. That really is. And don't forget to subscribe. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Stick around. We'll see you in more live streams like this.
The Post reviewed multiple video feeds from the hearing that
This was
matched the
when
texts.
Barack Obama was president of the United States. And while we were once driving through a struggling neighborhood in Chicago, he commented that only black people could live that way. Attorney-client privilege, yes, I will turn it over.
You, as my friend Mr. Meadows pointed out, misled this committee even today in a written submission that contradicted your testimony. You have suggested you are going to review that. Did you review? Are you going to review it in our next break to correct the record, yes or no?
Yes.
Question, you helped out the president's campaign or were involved in the campaign as a representative, as a spokesman, even in your words today. It was your idea for the campaign dating back to 2011. Is that accurate, yes or no?
Yes.
So in this video, you can see
Mr. Weisenberg and other individuals, Ms. Rona. Who are those individuals? Are they with the Trump organization?
They
and
are.
Are there other people that we should be meeting with?
So Alan Weisselberg is the chief financial officer.
this is massive, ladies and gentlemen. This just scratches the surface. But if this rabbit hole goes deeper, what we have is false allegations against Donald Trump, a criminal case that ultimately was brought forward for the first time in history with no unanimously decided upon crime Trump was attempting to commit. That is, it's complicated. And I have since corrected the record, though I'd call myself half wrong. The story is, as it pertains to the falsification of business records, for which this question is about in this testimony, the jury did not unanimously decide that Trump was actually trying to commit any particular crime. Just that maybe there was some crime somewhere. It's never happened before that they've done this. And the only reason they did was because the charges against Trump, misdemeanor at best. Jeffrey Epstein, according to the Washington Post, was colluding with the Democrat to get this testimony, which ultimately led to a fake conviction. Sounds to me, ladies and gentlemen, we have a strong probability, should this rabbit hole go deep.
That's
Epstein,
insane.
Deep state, working with deep state politicians to go after Donald Trump.
That's brutal. That is absolutely insane. That is absolutely insane that, you know, we know that there was collusion, but then when you add Epstein to this whole thing, you have collusion, Democrats colluding with each other to invent stuff to try to get Donald Trump indicted on federal charges that were misdemeanor charges. But then you add on top of that, they were doing it with Jeffrey Epstein. What? That's insane. We got Kathy's Air Force gifting 5 memberships to the channel. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And if you got a membership just now, make sure you give Kathy's Air Force a big old thank you for that. Thank you so much, Kathy. Really appreciate that. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Now this goes on to the next thing. This is crazy because you think the criminality would end there, like, oh, we got a bunch of Democrats. They're colluding with Jeffrey Epstein to try to get Donald Trump arrested. Well, turns out it all started before Trump was even president, and it had to do with the president of the United States at the time, Barack Obama. Breaking newly released intel confirms that unthinkable. Barack Obama and top officials manufactured false intelligence to sabotage President Trump's 2016 victory. While pretending to oversee a peaceful transition of power, Obama privately directed a covert operation to delegitimize the incoming president, weaponizing the CIA, the FBI, the DNI to push a narrative that they knew was false. According to the documents declassified by DNI Tulsi Gabbard, Obama administration politicized intelligence to frame Trump as a Russian asset. Brennan, Clapper, Comey, McCabe, and others overrode an analyst who rejected the bogus claim. Russia never preferred Trump. They were preparing for a Clinton win. That's interesting. The infamous Russia collusion story was manufactured, approved at the top, and fed to the media. For years, this hoax was was used to smear President Trump, damage his presidency, destroy reputations, and divide the nation, all based on intelligence Obama knew was false. Pulitzer Prizes were handed out for reporting on a lie. Millions were deceived. A presidency was sabotaged before it even began. One of the greatest political scandals in American history has now been exposed. And the truth finally vindicates President Trump. Here we go.
Another matter, over the past few days, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard has unveiled shocking new evidence that former President Barack Obama and top aides in the Obama administration conspired to subvert President Trump's 2016 election victory and undermine the democratic will of the American people. While publicly pretending to engage in a peaceful transfer of power, in private, former President Obama went to great and nefarious lengths to try to sow discord among the public and sabotage his successor, President Trump. The new evidence released by the Director of National Intelligence, who is here with me today, confirms that the Obama administration manufactured politicized intelligence, which was later used as the justification for baseless smears against President Trump in an effort to try to delegitimize his victory before he even took the oath of office. The truth is that President Trump never had anything to do with Russia, and the Russia collusion hoax was a massive fraud perpetuated on the American people from the very beginning. And the worst part of this is Obama knew that truth, and so did all of the other corrupt officials involved in this scam, including former CIA Director John Brennan, former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, former FBI Director James Comey, former Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, and many others. Director of National Intelligence Gabbard's report further confirms what we already knew. There was no collusion, no corruption, except on the part of Barack Obama and the weaponized intelligence agencies at the time. The Russia hoax was a blatant lie, all ginned up by Democrat political operatives that were signed off on by then President Obama and leaked to the news media to launch a years-long witch hunt against President Trump and his first administration. Allies of the president, including his own son, Donald Trump Jr., were disgustingly smeared as Russian assets, and some even had their lives destroyed because of this vicious lie.
They should be able to sue. I mean, obviously, as private citizens, should be able to sue every one of these actors on this. But this should be this is criminal. This is absolutely criminal. People need to be locked up for doing this, and this goes high up. This goes all the way up to the President of the United States, Barack Obama. That is a big freaking deal. That is a big freaking deal.
The president's first 2 years in office had this fake distraction hanging over it, and endless resources, time, and political capital were spent having to debunk these lies from the highest levels of our government. Now, nearly 10 years later, thanks to the declassification of documents by Director Gabbard, the truth has finally come to light. And this truth vindicates President Trump, his family, and his many allies and associates who were smeared with defamatory lies. President Trump was right from the beginning about all of this, and we are grateful that justice can be served. Now, we have even more damning evidence implicating those who tried to sabotage a duly elected president and did grave material harm to our republic. Thanks to additional important work done by CIA Director Ratcliffe, Committee Chairman Rick Crawford over the past few months, a newly declassified 2020 report prepared by the House Permanent Select.
What do we got here? What do we have here? We have New Zealand has subscribed. Welcome. Congratulations. Welcome to the channel. Anyone, any new subscriptions, jump in there. Let us all know that you've jumped in and you're subscribed to the channel. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Jump on in. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you. And there's plenty more where this is coming from. We're going to be going for a good amount of time here.
Committee on Intelligence, which DNI Director Gabbard has declassified, found that the intel community did not have any direct information that Russian President Vladimir Putin wanted to help elect President Trump in 2016. And in fact, Russia was actively preparing for a Hillary Clinton victory. But at the unusual direction of Barack Obama at the time, the intel community published implausible intelligence suggesting otherwise. Why?
Yes,
to sabotage
implausible.
the incoming president. This is truly one of the greatest political scandals in American history. And reporters at legacy outlets, some of which are sitting in this room today, like the New York Times and the Washington Post, were ridiculously awarded Pulitzer Prizes for their perpetuation of this hoax. It's well past time for those.
Okay, those need to be pulled. They gotta pull those. They gotta derank these journalists that wrote fake news and won Pulitzer Prizes. It's unbelievable. Absolutely. Dethrone these people.
Those awards to be stripped from the journalists who receive them.
Yes.
It is not journalism to propagate political disinformation in service of the Democrat Party and those
propaganda.
in the intelligence community who hand over out of context and fake intelligence to push a false political narrative.
Disgusting. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting what happened. And of course, yeah, we've got more coming out about the Epstein situation. More. Epstein bombshell just dropped. This is from Friday, I believe. Yeah, the 14th. And it's hitting Democrats hard. What a surprise. You know, all this more information that comes out about Epstein. It all happens to be. So it's funny. It's funny this. Because Joe Biden was president for 4 years. And Democrats didn't care anything about Epstein when they had creepy sniffy Joe, right? The guy who likes to sniff children and has I don't know, stories that were written about him by his own daughter in her diary about, yeah, I'm not even gonna go there because that's some innuendo stuff. But no, sniffy creepy Joe. What do they call him? Pedo Pete? his own kids call him, have a nickname for him. Brandon. Let's go Brandon. Yeah. And Corn Pop. Yeah, there's so many names for this guy. It's crazy. What is this? Clyde, you need to go look into the UN whistleblower Emma O'Reilly interview. I'll have to check that out. I'll definitely have to check that out. Corn Pop was a bad dude. Oh, but anyway, so this is, yeah, it's crazy. All this time that they're in power, they had all the chance. They wanted to take Trump out during Trump's entire time in office. The first go around, they went on about Russia. They weren't talking anything about Epstein, even despite everybody in MAGA saying, Epstein, got to get the Epstein files out. This is important. In fact, even Trump himself saying that we need to get Epstein out. What is this? No, not this. This was Trump. This is a 2015 clip of President Trump, presidential candidate Trump, bringing up Epstein Island before anyone knew Epstein was resurfacing. That island was a cesspool. Just ask Prince Andrew, who's no longer part of the family anymore. Oh man, hindsight is 20/20, ain't it? He'll tell you about it. A guilty man doesn't mention something he wants to hide. Why would Trump be talking about this when he wanted to be president if he had something to hide with this?
You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it.
Absolutely.
The island was an absolute cesspool. So,
the Clintons are friends
and he's
of
been
yours,
there
right?
for many
The
times.
Clintons are friends
Well,
of
I
yours.
can't say friends, but I know
You're
them.
friendly. You know them.
They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play
Are
at
you
my
saying
clubs.
there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now, maybe not. But he could end up being a political
Well, that's one question. You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your
He
remarks.
could end up becoming a political problem. Yeah, maybe Trump knew that the guy was a little not. Yeah, wow, unbelievable. Venezuela would be a great topic. Yes, we're going to talk about Venezuela for sure. I'm going to get Rudy on the show to talk about that. He's my local expert. It's like my man in the field. Definitely have him on. I've done videos about Venezuela, and I will do more videos about Venezuela. But I did want to bring Rudy on, and that might happen sometime very soon. At least before I go to Texas at the beginning of next month. So we'll have him on very soon. So look forward to that. Absolutely. And like I said, if you're new here, there's lots of new people coming in and circling through on these live streams. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. It helps out with the algorithmic thing. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you hit that notification bell. It'll tell you when more stuff has come out. But yeah, this is it. Epstein bombshell just dropped and it's hitting Democrats hard. A flood of newly released Epstein-related emails just detonated in Washington. And despite Democrats' attempt to smear President Trump, the blast has backfired spectacularly. Here's what unfolded. Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer just accused Democrat Rep. Jamie Raskin of coordinating with prison officials to leak confidential attorney-client communications. Those prison officials have now been disciplined, confirming something seriously wrong took place. Moments later, Attorney General Pam Bondi announced she is appointing Jay Clayton, acting U.S. Attorney for New York City, to investigate Democrats' ties to Epstein and determine whether they crossed into criminal territory. Why? Because the newly released emails barely mentioned Donald Trump, but they heavily implicated Democrats. This time, the old projection game didn't work. The blame Trump smokescreen has collapsed. Pam Bondi moves signal something historic. The DOJ is now treating the Epstein cover-up like a grand conspiracy, similar to how federal prosecutors pursue organized crime and drug cartels. The tide has turned, and for the first time, the political projection around Epstein network is starting to crack. Big names are now officially in the crosshairs. This is something else.
Lots of news, particularly on the Jeffrey Epstein front. Yep, Congress has released a whole bunch more of emails. The Democrats tried to make hay, but it hasn't stuck to Donald Trump. You know where it's sticking? To Democrats. And today, the story really significantly boomeranged around. Why is that? First, Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer accused Democrat Jamie Raskin of working with prison officials to leak confidential communications from his client. Those prison officials apparently have been disciplined, but that is only the beginning of it. Just a few moments ago, Attorney General Pam Bondi announced that she is naming the acting U.S. attorney in New York City, Jay Clayton, to investigate Democrats' relationships with Jeffrey Epstein and whether any of them rose to the level of criminality. Why? Because so many of the emails today didn't involve Donald Trump or Republicans. That's right. It involved all those Democrats. And this time around, the idea that Democrats would project on Republicans ain't going to cut it. This Justice Department is going to go full bore into that. That is a big, big decision in the weaponization era. And it's another of many signs that I think Pam Bondi is moving towards approving the notion that there was a grand conspiracy against Donald Trump and his followers and conservatives, and it needs to be treated as such, just like the mob was involved in a grand conspiracy or drug cartels were involved in a grand conspiracy. It looks like the Justice Department is moving closer and closer to that.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I had a great question in the chat. We've got Lainey saying, Clyde, are you going to do streams or posts from Texas when you go there next month? Yes. Yes, I will. We'll have to figure out what I'm going to do for live streams. I might be able to do vertical live stream format with the phone, but maybe with the computer. I don't know. We're going to figure it out, but I will be posting lots of stuff. I'll make sure you guys have shorts every single day, and I'll make sure that you guys have a daily upload news story for the morning as per usual. But yeah, I'm going to keep up with that. We're going to get that out there for you because I got to make sure that I keep that going for everybody so that nobody misses a beat on any of this stuff that's going on right here. So yeah, for those that don't know, I'll be going to Texas on December 1st. I'll be down there for about a week. So that'll be a thing. You can do both. Yes, I could do both. I could do the lives, the vertical and the horizontal format. The vertical format's actually, it's different on the phone. Like I'm doing it on my computer here right now, but I can do it from my mobile phone. When it comes to doing the Marty and Clyde show, I got to figure out how we're going to make that work. I know a lot of people prefer it with the other way, but I know there's a really good way to do it via on the phone. So we'll figure it out. It's just gonna be different for a week. That's all, because we got to figure out stuff. But I'll be showing you guys all kinds of stuff. Don't forget to follow over on X, because X is a great place to follow. I'll probably be putting a lot of other stuff up, like social media stuff. And don't forget to follow on Facebook. There's a Facebook page. I don't even have a link for that in the description yet. But if you go on Facebook, type in Clyde Do Something, you'll find the Facebook page. If that's where you do stuff, get on over there. Moving into that, I think I'm going to start doing some of these live streams like this over there too. So that's going to be something moving forward. Clyde's transitioning. there's no personal transition. I'm moving to a different place. But yeah, that's that's the thing. That's hilarious. Sorry, the chat's moving and it keeps going. Bro, I've been following you since your very first show. Dude, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Zuckerberg Place is a little free speech, lol. Yeah, it's not like, so I've been posting a lot of my shorts over there, and they do just great. So yeah, we'll see. The more we can get this information out there, the better. So the more places we can do it, the better. I just wish, because I don't really upload onto Rumble, but we'll see how that ends up going, because I'm opening things up and getting on more places. But for the meantime, YouTube's still the place. It's still the place to be, and that's the way I'm gonna stick with that. But hey, I just wanted to put this live stream out for everybody. Been sticking around. I've been doing this for about an hour and a half now. Let's do this more often. Let's hang out. If you guys are just hanging out on your thing, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get the like button and all that jazz. Get on with that. And let's do this more often. As I'm preparing and looking for stuff for the shows, I figure this is a great time for me to review and go over some of the things that I'm talking about. Do it in a live format before I film it in the morning. I'm going to sleep on all this information. I'm going to come up with something and then put out a video for y'all tomorrow. What is this? What? Clyde is moving to Texas? Why not stay and try to save Canada and BC? If the good people leave, then who will help the good people who stay? Who will help us save our country? Well, maybe we'll convince America to help. We call it the big hug, the big friendly hug. Canadians who stick around need to convince other Canadians to be a little less TDS. In fact, I want to put that out there for everybody who doesn't know. We've got some great shirts on the store now. We've got the We Are the Media. That's a great shirt, but also the TDS Find a Cure shirt. I think Canadians need to see this more these days. I think this is absolutely something that needs to be seen in and around Canada, because Trump derangement syndrome is an epidemic in Canada of Trump derangement syndrome. It's absolutely crazy. So it would be good to see Canadians ditching the anti-Americanism, which I've known my entire life. It's just gotten really bad as of late. Really needs to be ditched. Embrace American excellence. Embrace it. Make it part of your life. Make it part of your being. Make it part of your everything. And just be one with your neighbors. Absolutely. And Canadians, like Canada, I just gotta say, yeah, take a minute, because Canadians have been divided and conquered by Ottawa for way too long. Canadian provinces can't even get along, let alone try to think about getting along with America. Perhaps America can be that big uniter for the nation of Canada, because Canada needs to absolutely figure their stuff out. Yeah, definitely TDS here in Canada. Absolutely. So if you want to help people out, get them a TDS Find a Cure shirt. Get just in time for the holidays, that kind of thing. Get on in there and make that happen. But hey, I want to thank you guys all for coming out for this stream. We'll do this more often. This was so easy to do and so much fun. I love hanging out with you guys. So let's do this. Let's do this more. And as always, everybody, keep on trucking.